Guys, I'm going to show you my reasons why I don't trade BTC in this video. So the two reasons why I don't trade BTC is one, it's slow, and two, the moves are very small. And what I mean by this is that when you are trying to trade Bitcoin, you are getting these 3% moves, where I can show you an alternative way of being able to get those bigger moves whilst still using Bitcoin as your confluence. Okay, so number one, it's slow. Number two, small moves. So what do I mean by small moves? So as we see here on the 3rd of May, Bitcoin gave me a buy signal. It was also above 200 EMA. Things are looking good for the short term to take buys. Okay, so let's say, for example, we got a buy around these areas right here. Okay, so the stochastics crossed over, showing us that we might get some momentum to the upside. We also have the confluence of the 200 moving average, which is great. So we have two confluences in our trade, and now we are looking for a long. Okay, so we're getting along. You see, okay, cool, 6% gain to the top here, but let's just be conservative. You're not getting out at the pinpoint top. Okay, so let's just take that down to around about here. That's conservative. You know, you're staying through all of this consolidation here. Took a couple of days, took around 3 days, and you take your profit for around about 4%. Okay, so that was on the 3rd of May. Now, the alternative way of being able to do this is taking Bitcoin as your confluence. So you see all these confluences that would allow you to get into a Bitcoin trade. However, you get into the altcoin trade because, as we all know, Bitcoin moves first, altcoins move secondary. So as I want to show you here on front, here we are over here on front. So I want to go back to here. So the 3rd of May is around about here. However, if we keep, let me just go back to Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin, when you got out of that buy, it would have been around about, around about the 8th of May, maybe something like that. Let's say you took this sell signal right here. Okay, so that was your idea to get out. So you got out for around about 3% gain. You're in around about the 9th of May, you know, somewhere along those lines. So from the 3rd of May to the 9th of May, you are looking for buys on Bitcoin. So if we go and translate that to an altcoin here, I want to show you front because this one was outrageous. This is what you can hold. These are the things that just shoot, they just pump, right? So the 5th of May, so that's in our time window for when we were looking for buys on Bitcoin, okay? Or when we would have been in a buy or long position on Bitcoin, okay? Only gaining that 3%. So the same amount of days, as you can see here, let me just get my brush tool. As you can see here, we were in the trade for around about 3 days. So it was roughly the same period, okay? So roughly the same period on BTC gives you the same period on the altcoins. And as you can see here, no drawdown. Okay, so no drawdown. So this is a lucky one. You're not going to get stuff like this. Sometimes you're going to have to average in, etc., etc. I'll make videos later on showing you, obviously, a different DCA approach in terms of when you're actually leverage trading. However, this video I want to show you the difference between trading Bitcoin, using Bitcoin as the confluence, so you don't have to trade Bitcoin. So then you can get moves like this. Okay, so as you see here, a 70% gain. 70% gain, guys. That is crazy. Okay, if you're on 10x leverage, that's a 700% gain. That's a 700% gain. You've nearly 7 times your initial balance on just this one trade alone in 3 days. Okay, so that is a that was just getting out at a conservative rate. The high of this was 100% gain. You 10x that, 1,000% gain, and that was in 3 days. Crazy, 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 guys. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. As I said, the Bitcoin is very slow and it's small movement. So they're the two reasons. Sorry. What I want to show you now. That was a long position. This is a short position. So as we've seen here on the 8th of June, I would have been looking for shorts below the 200 moving average, which is one confluence. You know, we see the stochastic on the upside starting to cross over and starting to come down. So all through this, I'd be looking for shorts, as I said here. So we're looking for short buys. So instead of only gaining around about 3%, which is still crazy, 3% in around about a week is crazy. we start talking about the difference between the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. This is exactly the reason. 3% here in a week is still crazy. However, we're degens, right? So we want to be getting those big 70, 80, 90% gains, okay? So I wanted to show you one here. I have it down as FTM. Okay, so recently FTM, as we said, we follow Bitcoin first. So we get the sell signal on BTC around about the 7th, 8th of June, and we start seeing confluences to take shorts. Okay, so as we see here on FTM, we start getting the same kind of setups as we've seen on Bitcoin. We take the trade on the altcoins. You will get a few altcoins that show up like this. So we have FTM, I believe we had PIF as well. So these, from here, as you can see here, this sell-off below the 200 moving average, we got a crossover on the stochastics. So as you can see, we've got a massive sell to the downside. That's a 30% gain. On 10x, that's a 300% gain. Okay, but this example, I want to show you the FTM. Okay, this is what I have marked up for you. So FTM, you would have gotten a sell. All the confluences match up. Bitcoin moves 3% to the downside. You times that by 10 because you're on 10x leverage, let's say. You've made 30% on your initial balance. Great. This is the difference between entering on the altcoins, just like the long side, the short side as well. So we have a short signal here, crossing over and moving to the downside. We have price below the 200 moving average, just about. We were looking for shorts on Bitcoin. Bitcoin was showing weakness. So we go over to the altcoins and we look and we see the confluences and you get in a trade and you get 16% gain. The market moves 16% against you, but you're in a short. 3 days that lasted. So it's quicker. It moves faster. It's quicker and it gives you those bigger moves. 10x leverage, that would have been 160% gain. So this is the reason why I'm not actively trading Bitcoin. I hold Bitcoin, spot positions on Bitcoin, of course, because I'm an advocate for it. I like Bitcoin. I think it's going far beyond its all-time high. But in a trading sense, when you can use leverage, this is what you want to be taking advantage of in these situations. So let's just go through a few more examples on Twitter. For example, this is Bitcoin on the higher timeframes. I agree with this completely. A lot of people say when they see a slight pullback in the market, they say that it's over. As this guy has, Mags, as he has illustrated, the pullback is over, pullback is over, pullback is over. Every single time people have started saying it's over, chatting shit about Bitcoin, etc., it just seems to continue going up again. Okay, so keep that in mind over a larger scale, over a bigger idea and a bigger view on the market. Okay, you zoom out a little bit. Lastly, I want to show you the long versus the short ratios. Now, this is, I'm going to put on the 24-hour. Okay, so we're mostly short. As you can see, this is Bitcoin. Once again, we use Bitcoin as our confluence. We use Bitcoin as our first initial kind of indication as we should be long or short. Okay, as we saw, we were short, and this backs it all up with all the exchanges and Bitcoin being 50%, ever so slightly, as we've seen recently in the last couple of days. Bitcoin has slowly started to come from that downtrend and consolidating a little bit and slowly starting to see an uptick in price. I'll show you that in a minute. But what I want to show you right now is, as you can see, it's fairly equal at this moment in time. Okay, so as we go back to Bitcoin here, let's just go on the 15-minute chart. We can start to see from this downward movement, we can start seeing a consolidation here. And what I would like to see in order to get into some buys would be after the consolidation, a pop-up, retest, and then we start going. Okay. However, we have to sit on our hands and wait. This just could start doing this. Just fall straight down. We could start seeing the shorts being put in again, a lot more longs being liquidated under these areas. So that is the skill of patience. Having that skill of patience is exactly what you need to be a trader. Not necessarily an investor, but a trader more so. So I want to go on to the altcoins right here lastly. So this is the altcoin. So as we saw in that last post, the one before, I think I shut it down. Yeah, I did. Let me just bring that up again for you. Okay, here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. So this represents slightly more of the altcoins in my view. So as we see here, we get that rally up, and we got that rally up in 2021. Okay, then what he's saying, we had the pullback, and there's nothing for that pullback. I mean, that's just, that's a bear market right there. So we have our bear market. Next, we have our depression stage right here. Basically, it's not moving. It's just consolidation. Okay. Then we have our hope and shakeout. Okay. So what we could say here is we having our hope right now, or we had our hope, and we could be having our shakeout. Once again, this is still not gone up to all-time high on the market cap. This is altcoins, except so this is taken out BTC, and this is also taken out Ethereum. So as we can see here, we could still get a pullback to this 200 moving average, and then we could see a rally. Okay, so that would be the hope stage, the fake out stage, and then we could have 2024 and on being our pump phase. Okay, and this is on the altcoins. So we should be seeing stuff around maybe the 2 trillion market cap, just under the 2 trillion market cap. We could be seeing some price around there being bought up and stopped from the bearish pullback, as we could say. But this is the thing, this is on the daily. This will take a couple of days, weeks, maybe even a month to get down to these areas. Okay, so technically we would be looking for shorts. We would be in a bearish market. Okay, so it's all right to take shorts. We have to be true to ourselves, right? It's all right if it comes down. That's just chances for you to bag up around these areas. If you're a trader, that's times to be able to get into shorts, leverage trading your shorts and making money on the way down. So then when it gets down to these areas, you've got more money to put into your spot accounts. So then you can take advantage of the pump. Okay. And that's all I have for you guys today. I'll carry on these videos. But this was a quick video on why I don't trade Bitcoin and going into a few other things. But to recap the video, the two main things and the two main reasons why I don't trade Bitcoin is one, it's slow, so we go on to the altcoins, and two, it's smaller movements than the altcoins, right? When Bitcoin pumps, altcoins fly. When Bitcoin nukes down and it starts dumping, altcoins crash. Take advantage of that.